In a NewsNation Network exclusive, Area 51 veterans chosen by the government for top secret work have something in common other than their service. Some now saying they're getting sick with serious health issues, tumors, and cancer. Decades ago, these men were hand-picked, and today they still can't talk about their missions in the desert. But as they get sicker, the vets tell me the Department of Defense still will not acknowledge their service on that range, keeping them classified and unable to get the critical benefits and care they need.
They keep us classified to protect themselves.
A group of Air Force veterans and a DOD contractor say they have been sickened, even disfigured, after being stationed in the desert in the mid-'80s to early '90s. Did you have any idea what you were being exposed to?
None. None of us knew.
These veterans say they served at the Nevada Test and Training Range, which encompasses the infamous Area 51, a remote spot that hosted nuclear testing both underground and atmospheric. Since the 1950s, their work so secret there would be no record that the men ever served in the windswept desert.
It was the technology behind it. That's what we were there to make sure nobody got.
They still can't talk about most of their work on the range, but the one mission they can now disclose, guarding the F-117 Nighthawk, America's first stealth bomber.
We ended the Cold War, truly.
Oh, wow. The story begins with a reunion barbecue back in 2016 at veteran Dave Crete's Las Vegas home. Air Force buddies who hadn't seen each other in decades make a startling discovery.
So I asked the guys, we're just sitting around drinking beers. I said, you guys, I got this lump on my back. And I don't know, has anybody else got that?
I said, yeah, I had one of those. I had it removed. It was the size of a grapefruit.
6 out of the 8 vets had benign tumors called lipomas. The 7th said, I don't have any, but my son was born with one.
It just kind of confirmed it. There was an issue. Where we were, that's the one common denominator, is we were all there.
A DOD contractor who worked at the base at the same time as these vets sickened.
Yeah, they took his teeth out first because they had to scrape out a lot of cancer.
They had to scrape out a lot of cancer.
2 cancers, 80% of his tongue removed along with his vocal cords, all of his teeth. He lives on a feeding tube. The veterans tell NewsNation their medical claims are being denied by Veterans Affairs. The work so top secret, their records are what's called data masked, as if they were never there.
It's like a kick in the gut. It's just a matter of betrayal.
After learning of the serious health conditions his Air Force brothers were suffering from, Dave did some research on the Nevada test site. Hundreds of nuclear weapons tests were conducted in the area from the 50s until the early 90s. In the 1970s, the government began exploring the idea of building a military installation there to house classified projects. A 1975 Department of Defense environmental report of the area acknowledges nuclear contamination, depleted uranium, beryllium, and plutonium present before the men were sent by the government to the range. But the report says, quote, discontinuing the work done would be against the national interest.
It's one thing to be ignorant, or to be naive, to not know, but they've understood for a long time.
Dave's discoveries led him to create the Invisible Enemy, an advocacy group where he says he's connected with more than 1,000 veterans who served at the Nevada test site. Hundreds of them report being sick.
We were in the dirt all the time. I can recall the times where when we'd perspire, that our uniforms would turn kind of a yellowish orange.
Our government knew that that area was contaminated. So knowing that, and they willfully put us there, that's given somebody a death sentence.
We did something important. We did good work. We changed things. We don't deserve being ignored by saying we don't exist.
And we have been searching for answers. After the DOD had no comment and the Air Force said they don't have information available for that time frame, we went to the VA, and the VA told us there is no presumption of exposure for these veterans who served at the range. These vets will need to be evaluated on a case-by-case basis to prove their illness is related to their service. The vets are saying this is difficult, if not impossible, when their data remains masked. We want to bring in now Air Force veteran and founder of The Invisible Enemy, Dave Crete. Dave, it is so good to see you again. Thank you for making the time tonight. And since this story aired, 2 pieces of legislation were introduced. You were invited to the White House just a few days ago. How does it feel watching this piece back now, knowing your story is out there in such a big way?
Well, thank you, Natasha, for having me. It's every time something happens, I'm just amazed on how far we've gone. And now to have been in the West Wing and to be through the executive office building with numerous meetings and on Capitol Hill, I've spent 2 weeks there in the last 4. It's absolutely incredible. And it's a great honor. And thanks to NewsNation and thank you to you, these opportunities, they're coming to us now where they weren't before, because people are hearing what's gone on and people are sympathetic and understand the wrong that's happened. So it's incredible. It just amazes me and it amazes all of us.
Dave, I'm so glad to hear that. And tell me more about the visit to the White House earlier this month. What happened?
So it was just an opportunity for me with some of the folks that help us in DC to go talk to various offices, tell them our story, and ask if they can help. And I think it's helping because we know that there's been some phone calls made, and we have right now we have a very singular focus. We have legislation, an amendment to the National Defense Authorization Act, the NDAA, and that amendment makes the government say, we were exposed. And it will also deem NTTR, Nevada Test and Training Range, as a contaminated location. So we can finally prove exposure. There's more to do after that, but it's the first step. And right now we're to the point that we have everybody that we can calling, trying to get to the speaker's office, because right now, one quick action to the speaker and we can finally make this happen.
Yeah, and I understand time is so of the essence here. When we first aired your story in February, there were 446 names on the memorial list. Where does that number stand tonight, and what does that number mean to you?
It's 519 people that we know of so far that worked out in the areas near and around where I worked. And those are people, they're dads and moms and brothers and sisters and, family members that have all passed away, and the government chooses to hide the why. And on that list right now, the best calculation that I've been able to come up with is the average age is about 62 and a half years old.
And there are ripple effects to this as well. You say that the children born from these veterans, those are the most innocent victims. That's what you told me. Your son born with a brain tumor. What do people need to know about this?
It's not just us. And I hear people make the argument sometimes. It's like, well, you join the military, you're a volunteer force, you get what you get. No, not exactly. You didn't sign up for knowing that. You didn't sign up for this. You didn't sign up so you could go somewhere where the government knew that they were likely going to make you very sick, that likely they were going to take a decade and a half or so off your life, and that all of your offspring would likely be sick as well, and make it to where it's a generational thing. It's hereditary things. All of my kids suffer from problems, and I can go right on government websites and connect the dot in 5 minutes on, my exposure equals this. And this is why they're sick. And it's a lot of us. It's a lot of us whose wives had multiple miscarriages as a result. I mean, it's devastated families. One guy I know, I think his daughter made it to 19 days old when she died. It's tragic. One of my friends, his wife has had 7 miscarriages. That's not normal. And the government knows it, but we're not this huge place. You can't be a huge place doing what we did and keeping it secret. But they knew it. They knew before they built my base that I was going to be exposed to all these things. They wrote in a document that this is a place nobody should be. Yet they justified it by saying juice is worth the squeeze. We know they wrote down that they know that they're creating a future liability, but they keep telling us no. I just got told no again for my neurological disorders.
David, it is maddening. And I know that every time that we cover this story, that there are so many viewers right there behind you. We encourage them to check out The Invisible Enemy on Facebook and online. And Dave will be right there with you, tracking this fight as it continues. Dave Crete, you honor me. Thank you.
Thank you, Natasha, and thank you, News Nation, for all the help you've given us.
I appreciate you saying that. We'll be right here. And we also want to point out that you can watch the full interview with Dave Crete, a deep dive on the Truth of the Matter podcast. If you believe in government transparency, if you are interested in those hidden stories that those in power do not want exposed, this is your podcast. You can scan the QR code on your screen right now with your phone and find it on News Nation's YouTube page right now. Listen wherever you get your podcasts.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our News Nation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.